Hello everybody and welcome in to a little bit of a different setting for tonight's new moon ceremony. I am coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, as you know, where I have been all week at the largest gem show in the United States. I've been having so much fun. I see you and you see me. It is a new moon. And I'm really excited to do new moon ceremony from here. It's so cool. I mean, the vibration in the city just from the crystals alone is really intense. I'm so happy to be with you this evening. It's 7 p.m. Tucson time where I am. It's been a really long day, but I'm really juiced because I love a new moon more than any other phase of that beautiful planet cycle. And I know you do too. This is our dream time. You know, this is when we speak into the space and set a new intention, chart a new course, manifest a new vision. And we only get a few of these a year, right? So this is and what's really cool is this is our second new moon in January, right? So I think there's special magical energy around that. Now, what I love is it's a new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius, any Aquarius in the feed? Do I have anybody who's, especially if you're moon Aquarius? This is your moon, right? What I love about you Aquarians is, you know, you do it your own way. You don't have to follow other people's lead. You're willing to think outside the box. And I think, you know, to face the challenges that we're all collectively facing right now, we're going to have to find new solutions to old problems. So I hope you're ready for like maybe switch up the pace, right? Pick up the pace. But look at all the Aquarians in the feed. I love it so much. I really do. So if you're ready for something new, I'm ready for something new as well. And I want to talk to you about the themes for tonight. Now, I want to remind you, every new moon and every full moon, we give you these worksheets as a gift. And these are available for download at sagegoddess.com. You don't have to go do it now. You could go and download them later. But it tells you kind of the themes that you can expect when you're working with an Aquarian new moon. And these are also the themes. You can set an intention tonight for whatever you want, right? Anybody new to new moon, by the way, never been to a new moon ceremony, not really sure what the phase is about. A lot of you are hardcore regulars, but some of you might be new. So if you're new to the new moon, this is when we, you know, when the sky is dark, we have to lean in and trust our own intuition and follow a higher calling. And so this is your Make-A-Wish night. This is the one night each month when we stop and we say, I'm calling in, I'm holding space for, I'm welcoming, I'm creating space for, right? I'm claiming, I'm allowing, I'm receiving, and then, of course I just threw those on the floor. It's Aquarius energy. I know, like not new, not new, not new. But anyway, so if you are new, that's what tonight is all about. Now for Aquarius, you have to know this. Aquarius and Virgo are the two signs in the zodiac who are really all about service. Service, and not just service to themselves, but service to the collective, to humanity. Thinking about ways to make life better for people around them. So I want to encourage you tonight. You don't have to do it this way. Is that you, Bonnie? Bonnie's grabbing the worksheets for me. Thank you.
There you go.
I would like to encourage you to set two intentions tonight. One being a personal intention, something that you want to call into your life, or maybe two or three. But I would also like you to consider maybe holding space for a collective intention, a transpersonal intention, something that's bigger than you. And that could be something around planetary healing, healing for the collective, right? Isn't that fun to think about? And what would you, if you could dream a dream for all of us, what would that be? And I love that we're doing this at the beginning of the year. You know, I think it's going to take all of us coming together with some collective global intentions to really shift the paradigm. Yeah, so Virgos and Aquarius, you are the two signs in the zodiac most of all. Other signs have a service orientation too, but Aquarius and Virgo are in service to the collective. And so we need you, all hands on deck. And it's so great to have you here tonight. Right. Patty Cochran, let me know what you're asking. She said, what does that mean? But I just said a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure which one you wanted clarity about, but let me know and I'll definitely explain to you. And Alexis is with me here. She's moderating. She will tell you how to get your worksheets. And then right when we're done, maybe go and do that. What's fun about the worksheets is there's space for you to do some journaling. I love to write, and I know a lot of you do too. And these are good questions. They get you thinking about things in different ways. And also remember that Aquarius doesn't like to follow rules. So maybe tonight's also about rebellion, or you pushing the envelope, right? Thinking about ways to not follow the status quo in your life. Maybe you need permission or sort of motivation to do that, right? So I know. Well, we have to work together. I think the lesson of the last, I mean, at least for me, the lesson of the last 2 years has been none of us is doing this alone. We all are interdependent, and our happiness and our well-being and our health really depends on the collective working together. I believe that with all my heart. So yeah, no, they don't. And Aquarius is fun because they're gonna push your boundaries, you know, and I kind of like that. Don't you like having people in your life who kind of nudge you towards something different? I like that. I was raised by a mom and a grandmother who were both Aquarians. And so I was raised with people who were willing to bend the rules a little bit and think differently. It's probably the reason why I am who I am. I have so much of that to be thankful for. Okay, let's burn some stuff. Always at the big moon phases, we have to burn the herbs and the resins and the wood. You know, when each one of your new moon kits, and I'll show you the tools for tonight to make sure you have what you need for ceremony. Each one of your kits this year, the new moon kits, come with Palo Santo from Peru that we take in-house, and then we infuse it with essential oils, kind of make it our own, and it helps it to burn better and burn longer. So this one says break free because that's Aquarius energy. So a little bit of white sage just to start the process of clearing, especially, like I said, at the big moon phases. You want to take extra time, you know, really make sure that your hands are clear. Keep the smoke within 12 inches of your body, right? Take the smoke around your tools. It's good just to give everything kind of a refresh at these bigger moon phases. And then the Palo Santo. The smoke of both of these, by the way, and I know a lot of you know this, is antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. So in an age when we're all worried about, you know, immune response and our body's own ability to fight infection and disease, it's really important to be working with these sacred and very old remedies, right? These medicinas that come to us from these sacred places. So just a little bit for you if you didn't have it in your space, and making sure the tools have been cleared. Okay, what are we working with tonight, darling? So your tools, if you have them, include the following things. We have our intention card. You know, we're giving you one of these each month this year. This is Aquarius. Isn't she beautiful? Of course, she has blue hair. She's Aquarius. If she had normal hair, she would be following the rules, and that would make her not an Aquarius, right? And so the theme this month is think outside the box. So before we're done tonight, we're going to put our primary intention here. I really want you to have one that you're super focused on. It's okay to have a bunch of intentions and wishes, but it's nice if you can put most of your energy behind one. Then we have our Aquarius candle. If you have that, you can go ahead and light that now. Your Aquarius tools, by the way, this month, I hope you loved the smell. The Break Free perfume, which is the same oils that are in your candle. Black peppercorn, which is really good for clearing and balancing and aligning and grounding. And then ylang ylang, which is an aphrodisiac. Musk, also an aphrodisiac. Petitgrain clears the psychic channels and also helps to prepare your body for rest and relaxation. And then frankincense, which is one of the oldest resins on the planet, used for setting sacred space. So I hope you've been enjoying your candle. It's a beautiful candle this month. And your Break Free perfume. And of course, you got your canvas with your mantra. So here's the energy for tonight. I'm going to read this to you. Let me close your eyes and just, you know, receive the words. And just start to relax and soften into the space. As I always tell you each month, these ceremonies are for you. This is for you to cultivate your spiritual practice, to open your mind and your heart, and to start to call in the energies that you want to experience. So start to even just relax and soften in now, just for the next, you know, 45, 50 minutes. Just let yourself be fully present. It's very important for your spiritual development. So it says, for Aquarius, I am a visionary. I am the great liberator and the infinite thinker. I break the bonds of tradition for the greater good of humanity, and I was meant to be here. I'm an innovator, and it is my destiny to make the world a better place. You feel it tonight? Is it your destiny to make the world a better place? it's really easy to do that, you know, in your own personal life. Every time you set an intention to be of service, to help others, to grow yourself, and to develop spiritually and psychically and emotionally, you make the world a better place. You guys are, you're the trailblazers. We love it so much. I'm so happy you're here. Okay. The real stars of the show are the herbs and offerings. You should have received 12 cute little packets, and I'll explain that in a minute, organized by element. So we have Freya's offerings for you, and Freya tonight is representing the south, direction of south, element of fire. So you see red bags, that tells you fire. Hera is representing the east, and so she has 3 little offerings. Morrigan is representing the north, and she has 3 little packets. These are all goddesses of the different directions. And then Oshun is the goddess representing water tonight. She's the ultimate water goddess. What we are creating together is called a despacho. A despacho is something that comes to us from Andean shamanism, and it's a beautiful tradition. I've actually done despacho even with my graduate students when I taught at university. I used to do it at the end of the semester. We would do it as a class. So I'm going to take just 2 minutes to explain to you what a despacho is before we begin. Because if you want to do this and you don't have the tools for tonight's ceremony, I'm going to guide you what to go and get. Because I promise you, you've got stuff in your kitchen right now that you could use to put this together, or you can watch me and watch us tonight, and maybe you'll decide to do it tomorrow. You'll still be in that new moon window, so tomorrow would be perfectly fine. Okay. Ashe indeed, right? So let me tell you what a despacho is. In the Andean shamanism tradition, a despacho is an offering that we create and give back to the earth. It's basically an honoring of cycles. So a despacho can be made at the beginning of a cycle or at the end of a cycle. We're starting a new year together, right? So we thought this is a perfect kind of new year tradition. And it's made to ultimately really to represent renewal. And the Andean shaman who do the despacho ceremonies think again about renewal in 2 ways. Renewal for the self, right? Like what's new about you this year, or what's new that you're birthing or creating. And then renewal for the planet. How does the planet need to be reborn or rebirthed this year in some way for greater healing and the collective good? You seeing the connection to Aquarius now? So as we take our little packets element by element and add them onto our fabric, like this, with intention, we are acknowledging the energies of each one of the directions, the energies of each one of the herbs and the offerings, but we're also calling in those 4 elements for balance in our lives. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all of these offerings in just intuitively, and I'll do mine and you'll do yours. Like I said, if you go into your kitchen, if you have some dried rosemary, or gosh, you probably have all kinds of things in your kitchen, right? You could just gather intuitively some herbs, some candies, some resins in your apothecary. Just going, you know, dried lavender is beautiful. Rose petals would be beautiful. Traditionally, we put something sweet in the Andean tradition. So little candies, you know, I think we gave you little chocolate covered sunflower seeds. You'll find all different kinds of little candies used in the indigenous traditions, but this is kind of a play on that, so you can really feel free to make this your own. The only requirement when you're making a despacho is you want everything that goes into the despacho to be organic, something that could be given back to the earth safely, but you absolutely can add crystals. We gave you an aquamarine for tonight's ceremony. Even though Aquarius is not a water sign, this is a water stone for emotional healing. But because Aquarius is known as the water bearer, it's the most watery of all the air signs. They're quite emotional people. Yeah, Oshun loves lemons and oranges. Yeah, all the citrus, all the fruit. So if you have a beautiful like lemon or orange sitting in your fruit bowl, go and take just a piece of the rind and add that in. It'll add beautiful scent. It'll also add beautiful energy. Oranges are all about wealth and abundance. In particular, so orange is always on the menu when it comes to despacho ceremony. It is an offering. Yeah, that's exactly how you should think about this. This is an offering. Now, when you're done with it, you have some choices. Okay, we gave you a box. So you can choose to, and we're going to wrap it in the ribbon that it came with. If you don't have fabric and a ribbon, a piece of paper, totally serious, and even a piece of twine. We're going to fold it up like a little packet and with intention and say a prayer over it. And then you can choose to keep it in the box we gave you. Some people choose to bury them. Some people choose to keep them on their altar for the whole year or the whole cycle, however long they're setting the offering for. And then at the end of that time, sometimes we burn them. I used to take, my co-professor and I took our students to the beach. We made it in paper, and then we actually took it to the beach and burned it. This was in San Diego, so it was a perfect environment for, for releasing it back to the elements. You want to give it back to the earth in some way. So you can absolutely burn them, yeah. If you're a water sign and you love all the fruits too. See, there's something in there about water energy and about the energy of especially the citrus fruits that has all that magic in there. So do you feel like you have what you need? All questions are answered. Whatever you have is going to work for this. And I really would love to see you put it together with what you have, just organically in your kitchen or in your apothecary cabinet. I promise you've got something that'll work perfectly for tonight. Okay, so that is the direction we are heading in this evening. Okay, now I want you to take a moment, especially as we drop into the space together. And if you have your perfume for this month, Break Free, which again is protective, it's about desire, it's about sacred space and honoring you and your magic. I want you to take just a little bit of the oil or whatever you're working with tonight between your wrists. A little goes to your third eye for what you know. A little at your wrist for what you do, and then a little at your ankles. I'm sitting cross-legged, so a little bit at your ankles for where you go. Just a nice deep inhale there to set the space. I want you to roll your shoulders back, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to, in light of everything I've shared with you so far tonight about Aquarius and service and connection and breaking free and thinking outside the box, I want you to close your eyes for a second and really, really, really connect with the frequency of your deepest desire this month. What is the one thing, if I could wave this wand and make it appear in front of you, what would that be for you? And it's different for everybody. And I want you to think big, because a second new moon in one cycle is incredibly potent, right? So, or in 1 month, I should say. So there's so much energy around this as we really say goodbye to January today, because tomorrow's in bulk. It's February 1st. So this is our last night of this first month of this brand new year. And I want you to really think about that. What are you welcoming? And just take a nice deep cleansing breath with me again. On the inhale, I want you to really call in all of that energy, feel the frequency of it. And on the exhale, I want you to release any obstacles to whatever that is. Okay, so let's call in all the energy on the inhale. Hold just for a second. And then on the exhale, let go of any obstacles to that desire. Bye. And you can set as many intentions as you want. Energy is free, right? I mean, we as humans are very trained to not ask for too much. It's a cultural thing too, like only take your share, don't ask for too much. But then when it comes to energy, a lot of times we sort of play small. The universe is bigger than you are. There's no dream that you can dream that's too big for this universe to manifest on your behalf. So it's like we have to get out of that mindset of taking too much, or just take your part and leave for everybody else. The universe is like, I've got this. I don't need you to micromanage portions for us. Super good. Okay. So I'm going to open our circle this evening with no further ado. Look at all the birthdays. I see Jessica has a birthday, and then there was another set of birthday wishes happening too. It's very powerful to have a birthday on a new moon. I have my little travel wand, by the way, because I didn't want to bring my treasured wand. When I travel, I'm always worried something will happen to it. Go big, baby. Why not? And it's Chinese New Year as well. The year of the water tiger, by the way. So aligned. All the energies right now between Chinese New Year, new moon in Aquarius, Imbolc tomorrow, right? And I hope you'll join me. I'll be back here on YouTube at 6 p.m. tomorrow night for Imbolc ceremony. And we got birthdays on Thursday. Look. Aw, Talona and Leilani. So cool. And just start to drop in with me. Let go. Energies of the day, energies that are too heavy, anything distracting you from being here right now. Drum with me, that's right. And let's welcome in the guides and the guardians. The direction of the east. Calling them in tonight for clarity, new beginnings, new cycles, new possibilities, right? Helping us to see Eagle's vision. And welcoming in the guides and the guardians of the south, fire element, transformation, power, courage, and strength. Inviting them in for desire, for passion, for a sense of playfulness. We're heading towards spring. Calling in the guides and the guardians of the west. West, we call in healing, right? Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. We also call in energies of release in the West. This is your night. New moon is the great eraser, right? What do you have to let go of now? Give it to the guardians of the West. Calling in the guides and the guardians of the north for strength, patience, and perseverance, presence and protection. So glad you're here. In the north, we find grounding, steadiness, the steady beat. I'm getting kissed by a fly. That's never happened to me. What is happening? Teach me to stay present, right? That was an adventure. Thank you, guardians of the north, for helping me stay present, right? It's different. Last but not least, we welcome in the guides and the guardians of the spirit element, element of magic, the one element that animates them all. Right place, right time, divine synchronicity, allowing everything to happen in due time, perfect course, trusting the process. With that, all the directions are held. Together we say, Amen. Aho. So it is. To the east, to the south, to the west, to the north, and to spirit. So it is. No, this is not a new drum. In fact, this is always the one I use for new moon. I brought my big Flower of Life drum for tomorrow because Imbolc is creation energy tomorrow. So I will have a different drum for tomorrow night than I do this evening. Amen, aho. And so it is. Okay. So I want to begin tonight by writing your intention. I want you to begin with your intention tonight because the more energy, the more time, the more focus you put toward this tonight. Even as you're building your despacho, right, your offering, the more energy you can put toward this particular concept or feeling or vibration tonight, the more likely you are to manifest it. And we only have this 24 hours of this particular energy window each month. And so every minute now, after tonight, I want you to, every time you think about this desire or whatever you're calling in, I want you to send it energy. You can blow your breath, you can clap your hands, you can decide to dedicate a crystal to the work tonight, to the intention that you're setting. But I want you to, every time you think about it, I want you to send energy in the direction of whatever that dream is. So take a moment right now. I want you to write it down. All of your dreams and intentions. I always have so many. It's like, how do I fit them on the lines? I'm sure you're the same way. Your breath is such a powerful form of your life force to charge everything with, so always use your breath to seal it. What other spices can you use? Curry and ginger and cardamom are really good for infusing intentions with passion. If you have those spices in your kitchen, you can use a little chili powder. Cloves are really good. Cloves also bring abundance and prosperity. These are things that tend to be kind of common in people's kitchens. So I'm hoping you have one of those. Absolutely. All of your health intentions are perfect for tonight. Yes, cinnamon would be really good, Karen. And you can use cinnamon in different forms, right? Like some people use whole cinnamon sticks, or you might have cinnamon powder. Cinnamon's really, really good. Cinnamon's abundance too. Cinnamon's, cloves, orange are really, really well known for, basil. Basil is also very good for wealth and money. Thyme is really good if you are trying to create mental clarity. Thyme can be really helpful for that. So again, I'm guessing you probably have all of these things in your kitchen. If you have chai tea bags, for goodness sake, you've got like half the ingredients you need. Just empty your chai tea bag tonight and you'll be fine. I think that's a perfect thing to do. Now, what I want you to do with me, are you excited to make this with me? I'm so excited. Making despacho is one of my favorite things. And we've done it a couple times at SG. And like I said, as a professor, I did it. My students loved it. They still talk about it. How that was one of the coolest, like, closing ceremonies of a class they'd ever had. It's beautiful. It's memorable. It's significant. So one of the things you can do with your prayer bundle, if you would like, you don't have to do this. If you have a pen or a Sharpie of some kind, you can choose to make a symbol or put like a power word or phrase on the bottom that represents your main intention for the bundle. So I'm going to write a few keywords on here. So there's mine. Renewal, desire, creativity, success. 4 of my favorite words in the English language, everyone. Prosperity is a good one too. I'll put that in there too. This is a very prosperous time of year, right? Because all of nature, when we celebrate Imbolc tomorrow, Imbolc means in the belly. Most animals who, will have children this year are pregnant. I always joke I was always pregnant on Imbolc because my kids were born in March. I was always right at the end of my pregnancies right now. Let's see. So I'll put prosperity too. So this is a very pregnant time of year in nature. The trees are pregnant, right? They're full of fruit or full of blossoms and getting ready to, you know, do their thing. So it's a very, this is all in line with nature too. Okay. Oh, hope is nice too, Jillian. I like that. Matt Helper said love, success, prosperity, manifesting. Renewal's nice, right, Beverly? Because it sort of signals what we're actually doing, which is starting a new cycle. Renewal is such a powerful word. It comes from the Latin, and it always meant the same thing. You know, so renovare is this idea that like everything that finishes begins again, right? So I love this idea that renewal really means the literal starting of a cycle again. And it's a fresh, clean slate. Now, if you're going to add your stone, I think I'm going to touch my stone to my bundle, but not put it in the bundle, because I actually would like to keep this stone from tonight for the meaning of tonight, you know, carry it with me, maybe for the next cycle. So if you want to do the same thing, if you have another crystal you want to put inside there, and maybe you want to keep your crystal from the set. So we're going to go in the proper direction. We're going to start in the east tonight with Hera's offering. Now, if you want, there's another way to do this. Let me explain this. I am using a bundle, but your set came with these little sugarcane dishes, right? These little dishes that look like paper, but they're not. They're made of sugarcane. If you want to do this without any fabric and you just want to take these out and bury them afterward, that's a different way to do the despacho. So what you will do if you want to do it that way is you will pour each one of the directional offerings into its little plate, and then you can take the plates outside tomorrow, or depending on your time zone, and you can bury them. They're totally biodegradable. So that's another way to do the ceremony. Or you can keep the plates and keep them on your altar to represent the 4 directions. They actually make a beautiful little mandala when you sit the 4 together. So we're giving you options basically. So I'm not using my plates tonight because I'm going to actually make a medicine bundle. I want the bundle despacho, but if you want to do it directly into the earth, just another kind of technique for you to use. Okay, so let's talk about Hera's offerings, because Hera's offerings bring us a lot of different energies. Her offering of oregano is for creativity. I'm adding oregano to mine because creativity is on the menu for me this year. Sage Goddess is launching a whole new product line, which you will hear about tomorrow. I can't say anything about it yet, but we are really excited. We've been working behind the scenes for a very long time. It's a whole new area for us. So creativity is something that I'm really connected to right now. So I'm going to put a little bit of the oregano onto the center of my despacho. You don't have to put all of it. You can keep this for later and do other things with it, right? Oh, that would be beautiful. Yeah, Rachel says she has the 4 directions bebops, the little glass gems, and that would be great to use too. So if you have oregano, that's going to work very well for you for creativity. The next one of Hera's offerings that we're working with, if you want to work with this, you may not need all of them. Moss is for balance. Do you need balance? Honestly, I feel like I've been really balanced and I'm kind of wanting to not be balanced. But I'm going to put just a touch in there because energetically, moss also creates alignment, and we do want alignment. That's what helps us manifest, right? Yeah, you have oregano? That's so fun, right? You're never going to look at your kitchen the same way. You've got magic in there. Telling you, you do. And then the last one of Hera's offerings that we're working with is a feather. And that came in the cute little bag for you. Feathers are about freedom, right? About being light and easy. Oh, I like this one. I just want the little tiny bottom of it. Look, look, look. Good. There. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to be light and easy this cycle in this year, right? Gentle footsteps on the earth. Moss agate and moss actually do have very similar properties, Maruta. It's a great question. So if you know, and why not lemon pepper? Lemon is prosperity and pepper is cleansing, but also grounding and purifying. So the two of them together are exactly what you need. So those are our offerings of the East. And so let's just give thanks to our offerings of the East, thanking them for being part of our ceremony this evening and for bringing those energies of alignment and balance, of clarity and creativity, and also of lightness of being. Now in the South, we're working with Freya, and Freya's offerings are very important. The first one we're working with is called cinquefoil. save some of this. This is hard to find. It's a little expensive, and it is the most powerful herb for attracting wealth, like financial wealth. So if abundance is on your menu, let's put a little bit of this cinquefoil in our bundle. Or a lot if you want, but I would save a little bit of that. Burn it as an incense. You know, make a little, with leftovers, you can make such a cool little incense blend, you guys. Some really good stuff in here. The next one of Freya's offerings is Yarrow. I love Yarrow. Yarrow's for strength, but in nature, you know, Yarrow heals almost everything. Yeah, it's considered nature's Band-Aid. It'll sting you when you harvest it fresh, but I work with it dried. It heals the heart in particular, especially from grief. So if you've had any grief this year, I know a lot of us have, still working through, right? Yes, cinquefoil. Cinq like French, the word for 5, cinq, C-I-N-Q-U-E. Because it's called cinquefoil because cinq is 5 in French, and cinquefoil has 5 leaves. So it literally is a French name. It just means 5-leafed plant. Yeah, cinquefoil is very important. And then the next one we're working with is rosemary. Rosemary does so many different things. Even if all you have in your kitchen is rosemary, rosemary is clearing. And so in the South, when we work with the element of fire, traditionally it's about clearing out, making way, making space for new growth, new life, new ideas to come through. And so let's give thanks to these herbs of the South for calling in abundance, expansion, protection, right? All of those together. If you don't have Yarrow, go with rosemary. Rosemary and Yarrow to me have a very similar energy to them, and rosemary is more common and easily accessible. Okay, now in the West, it gets fun. Catnip. Oh, hey. Catnip attracts things to you. It brings them to you. So catnip and honey, very good for attraction. It also brings beauty, brings happiness. Catnip's all the things. That's why I'm part cat, I'm convinced. And that's why it makes us high. Because it's calling in all the things to us. And then rose petals. We had to put rose petals in the West because it's so feminine, you know? Again, beauty, harmony, connection, intimacy is rose medicine. Yeah, I'm going to put all the roses in. I always think of Mother Mary too. It's probably my Christian upbringing, but I always think of Mother Mary when I think of roses too. You've got catnip. Harvest it right now. There's no better time. And then, of course, we have candies in the West with Oshun because the goddesses of the West like sweets. Like even Lakshmi and Oshun, you think about all the water goddesses, they're attracted to sweets. And in all of the traditions, whether you look at the indigenous shamanic traditions or the even some of the Mediterranean traditions, and certainly if you look at some of the Yoruba traditions, they will put honey or sugar or candy because the spirits like the sweets. It attracts sweet blessings to you. Those taste pretty good too. They're little sunflower seeds. So yes, you can eat them. Don't eat all of them. Put them in there. It looks so pretty. Can you see? See if I can show this to you without totally screwing it up and spilling it. Super pretty, right? Mugwort is fantastic. Mugwort will get you real high, but not that that's what you're trying to do, but so don't inhale too much of it. But mugwort opens your third eye. It's a form of Artemisia, Artemisia vulgaris. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, we are working with, where's my Morrigan? Oh, here she is. Morrigan, Celtic goddess, right? One of the most powerful goddesses in any pantheon. She's a goddess of magic, shape-shifting. And so with Morrigan's offerings, we're working with our mugwort, right? Divination. Burn that and have some fun. There's so much magic in the herbal world. There's so much that people still don't you know, really acknowledge or appreciate the way they should, right? Yeah, Nancy's like, I don't know if I want to put my aquamarine in. That's why I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping it. Yeah, you can put some cannabis in there. Why not? I don't have any right, you know, here, but if you got it, flaunt it, baby. Okay. And then we put walnuts in here. Walnuts are good for releasing. It's interesting. It goes all the way back to ancient Greece. Walnuts are thought to be that they can hold energy and take it from you and release it on your behalf. So if there's, again, tonight, part of what we're talking about is not just what we're creating in this next cycle. And with everything you place, you should be placing with intention. But I want you to look down at your walnuts, if you have them. And I want you to, like, I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to do 9 things right now. If I had all the time in the world, I would. But I want you to look at each walnut and sort of dedicate it as each thing that you're letting go of. So like right now, I'm letting go of fear and hesitation. I'm letting go of what am I actually letting go of in life right now? Overthinking, I would say. I'm also letting go of like living in the past or living in the future, right? And trying to be much more mindfully just present in the moment. That's part of my commitment to this year. Because if I'm not thinking in the future, like what am I doing tomorrow or next week? I'm a planner, right? At the end of life passes you by. So I'm trying to be much more in the moment. What would be good for releasing if you don't have nuts? That's a good question. What else would I use for releasing? Do you have bay leaves? Tanya, in your kitchen? Go get a bay leaf and cut it into small pieces and put one piece down as you, because bay is really good for releasing too. Yeah. Almonds are great. Yeah. I like almonds too for this. Acorns actually are important for calling in energy. If you have an acorn, you should absolutely be putting it in this bundle. Acorns are super big magic. Healing, love, all the things with acorns. And then the last offering from Morgan is the barley. Now, barley was really important to my people. We used to ferment it and get real loopy. Again, we're not doing that tonight. But barley helps to clear your auric field of pain. So again, if you've been through it this year, like I have, and like a lot of people have, and you're healing from sadness and grief. Yeah, Patty Cochran, love that substitution recommendation. She's like, what about rice? Yeah, and you can be releasing old aspects of who you are. I was having a conversation with Shram today, and he was talking about, not to digress too much, but he was talking about how there's a tradition or a story of this god who had to be in exile for X number of years, and then when the god came back, the god had to spend a year not ever speaking of the past. So could not talk about, who he used to be or what he used to do or who he used to know. He had to fully be like, start living from that moment forward. And I thought, wouldn't that be an amazing way to live? Like just for a whole year, like letting go of your past. Can you imagine that? Like not talking about your old relationships or your old jobs or your old identities or if we let go of all the past, it really liberates us to think about what the future can look like. So I was kind of mesmerized by that story today. I'm like, a whole year without talking about your past. Could you do it? Oatmeal would be another good substitution. So if you have some oats, you could do the same thing. You place your oats down, and then as you look at each piece of the oatmeal, it's a good exercise too, and sort of like really being present. You could do releasing with that as well. Okay. Now, if you want to do it the way I do it, if you have your perfume, I'm going to put 1 drop of the perfume in each of the 4 corners of the fabric. And again, with each drop, I am setting an intention for this cycle. And then I'm going to put 1 drop in the middle. And that is earth, air, fire, water, spirit too, right? Whenever you have the 5, Yeah. It makes you entertaining, Amber, the past. It's good stories, right? I mean, who can deny it? Okay. Now, final chance, if you want to put your stone in. If you don't want to put your stone in, like I said, my fly friend is, I'm here again. I am not going to put my stone in. I really do want to have that stone. But what I am going to do is, can you see this? I don't want to spill it. I'm going to touch the stone to the medicine in my bundle. And just set the intention that the stone will hold the frequency of the medicine that's here. And that way I can carry this with me. And so even when I don't have my medicine bundle with me, I'm still holding the intention. Yeah. Can you see it? Kind of pretty, right? And you can add so much stuff to this, you guys. If you have a little picture of someone who's important to your intention, or other crystals that you want to add, or a seashell, or I used to have my students write, notes to themselves, or, whatever they needed to speak into the space. I would have them write that and fold it up and put that inside. So you can write little notes to yourself, or whatever it is. You can be totally creative with this. I'm kind of giving you the broad strokes, and then you can take it and make it your own. Now, the number 9 is important, especially shamanically when we do Despacho. So the goal is to fold this 9 times. So what I like to do is take the bottom and fold it up once, right? Just lay it flat. And again, with each step, you're just infusing the contents of this with your intention. So again, focusing on what is it that you're calling in. Think about those key words if you wrote them on the paper or on the fabric. Like, keep saying those words to yourself. And then I like to take the left side and fold it down just once, again, a thin way. This is our second fold and our third fold and our fourth fold in. So now it looks like this. And I'll lose my contents there. And then again, on this side, 5th fold in, 6th fold in, 7th fold in, like so. And then here, I'm going to do half and half. 8th fold in, and then the 9th brings both sides together. And looks like that. Not perfect, but close enough, right? Is 8 your number? Yeah, and you can choose. If 8 has more resonance for you, go with 8. 8s and 9s are both very important to me. My birthday is 8-9, and then in my astrological chart, all the planets are in the 8th and 9th degrees, mostly in the 9th degrees. So 8 and 9 are both my numbers. You can choose whichever one you want. Traditionally, like I said, if you want to do it traditionally, you should have 9 folds. And it doesn't matter how you get to the 9. So if you have a different way of getting to 9, that's totally okay too. Yep. So so you have your square, right? Let me see if I can. Actually, I'm going to stand up, and then I'm going to pull this closer like this so you can really, really see. Is that easier? No, that's not going to work either. Let me try to describe it to you. That's easier. So you have your square, fold it up from the bottom once, okay? Then you're going to fold it in 2, 3, 4 little tiny folds on the left, 5, 6, 7 little tiny folds on the right, and then a double fold 8 and 9. That's how I did mine. Again, that does not have to be exact. That's just how I roll. However you get to 9 is fine. And if you choose a different number, it's fine. Okay, now we're back to where we started. Now we're going to, my birthday's August 9th, yeah. So we're going to take our ribbon. I like to lay it over the front and then bring it down. And you're going to tie this like a package, right? Like you're wrapping a gift. So with the first tie, again, focusing on all of those words: renewal, passion, desire, expansion, abundance, health, joy, peace, whatever your words were, and then you'll tie. And I'm going to take just another drop of my blend, because the intention with this perfume, again, is to break free. So just a little drop right there. Okay, now you bring the 2 sides over like that, just like wrapping a gift. and then bring them around the front. And what I do is I take one side under like this, but however you make a bow is fine. And then the other side under like this. So it looks like that. Yeah, you could do 10. That's absolutely right. Yeah. It's not square, but it's close enough. You know what I mean, Patty? I always say, Patty, don't Martha Stewart this. You know what I mean? If you get hung up on like, well, it's not perfectly square, then you're not focused on your intentions. So you want it to be square-ish, but it does not have to be perfect. It just has to be perfect for you, right? Might be prettier, it could. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. You could be more perfect. My Venus is in Virgo, so to me nothing is ever good enough, but I've had to learn to control that, and I highly recommend it. Makes life difficult when everything has to be perfect, right? Okay. Now I want you to just take a second here to be with what you've put together, just to be present to it before we tie the final bow. And let's take a moment to be grateful too, right? We're here. We've made it through a really challenging couple of years. Many of you are still going through challenges, but we're here, we're together. We have this moment together. We have this energy of this new moon. We have a lot of reasons to be hopeful and optimistic and to be excited about our lives this year, right? And so from that place of gratitude, because the universe likes to give things to people who are grateful, I have found. Let's tie a bow. And as you pull the two ends together, I want you to really imagine that you're sealing these intentions. So this last pull should be very, very slow and intentional. You are sending this up to spirit now. And together we say, see me trying to make it perfect? Don't do that. Amen. Aho. And so it is. I am going to trim this later though, because this will bother me. I'm not going to be able to get over it. See how that one little side is like, nah, I'm like, no, you're going to get cut. That's not going to work for me. Now, what I am going to do, you can do the same thing if you want with yours. I'm going to put my aquamarine underneath the bow for now so that it can kind of, you know, charge in there a little bit. And then, but that gives me the freedom to take that stone and work with it if I want to, or I can leave it in there. And that is your despacho, that is your offering to the universe. That is your request, that is your intention, that is your desire, that's your passion, that's your hope, that's your enthusiasm, right? Is it hurting your Virgo brain too? Don't look at it. It's over here going, I feel really bad about myself. It does look like a little Christmas gift, right? So if you want, you can choose to put that in the box, and you've got room for other stuff too, right? Like you could put that in there. Each month you could write a little message to yourself, you know, or you know, I don't know, little notes of encouragement or whatever you want to keep in here, and then that becomes your keepsake box. That's cool. Great flower of life on the front. So that came with your kit. Now, the last step for us for tonight is we have to send those prayers and those intentions to spirit, right? We have to send them skyward. So, Great Spirit, God, Goddess, Source of all creation, we send these desires to you. These intentions, these passions, these visions. We set them free on eagle's wings. We ask that you bless us. See our hopes and our dreams and our visions and our passions and our possibilities. help each one of those desires come to pass in perfect time, perfect alignment with everything that you are and everything that you need and everything that you're becoming in your life this year. Right? May all that you seek come to you in perfect time. Together we say, Amen. Aho. And so it is. So it is. So it is. Under this dark sky, magic is afoot. It's all happening. We are blessed. We're all blessed. Even in tough times, we're blessed, right? It's hard to see it sometimes. It's hard to appreciate it. And I'm telling you, the more grateful you are, the more you will attract. And if you were the universe, wouldn't you want to give things to people who are grateful? You would, right? So like I say, every time you ask for something, before you ask, you have to say, thank you. It's thank you before please. Always, always, always. Thank you before please. You're so welcome. I'm so glad you were here. What an incredible opportunity for us to get together and be in a state of gratitude and be in a state of pleasure and speak into the darkness, right? That's what the new moon is all about. And so before I open the circle and release the energy, I want to give you one more chance for just a big release. Is there anything on your heart tonight that just has to be set over here because it's in the way? It's holding you back, it's blocking you, it's disturbing your peace. What is something over here that needs to be let go? And let's just, as we extinguish our candle, since we're still in the circle, can we let whatever that is go up in the smoke together? Sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? You ready? 1, 2, 3. And it just has to go away. And watch that smoke until it's completely gone. It's one of my favorite releasing rituals. And when it's gone, it's gone. Right? Let it go. Let it go. That felt good, didn't it? Those are the kind of super quick rituals I love because you can do it anytime, right? You don't even have to let the candle burn. You light the candle, extinguish it, and then out with the smoke, right? Super good. It also really relaxes you. Did you notice that? Like as you let that go, there's a little bit of there's a softening, right? In your energy field. Feels very, very good. Okay, so let's let those guides and guardians, they've worked hard tonight holding our circle. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. So glad. So we begin where we ended. We release with so much gratitude the guides and the guardians of the spirit element, the element that animates life and all creation. And we give thanks as you move through our lives and bring magic into all aspects of our being, our relationships, our passion, our professions. We release you with gratitude this evening. And releasing the guides and the guardians of the north. Thank you for being an anchor for us, teaching us the gift of presence, teaching us how to be patient and allow things to unfold in perfect time. And thank you to the guides and the guardians of the West for helping us create space for prosperity and abundance and flow, helping us to heal old grief, old wounds, so that we can step forward in our lives in a healthy way. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the South fire element. Thank you for your courage and your stamina and your passion and your desire, sensuality, transformation in the South too, life, death energies, right? Understanding the nature of cycles in the South. We release you with gratitude. And thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the East. New beginnings. Thank you for reminding us that when one door opens, when one door closes, another opens. Also thanking the guides and the guardians of the East for the gift of clarity, foresight. And release you with gratitude. And with that, I'm telling you, this hour goes by, I swear it feels like we just started. With that, the second new moon of January and the second of this year is complete. It is complete. You've done your work. I'm very proud of you. Now all there is to do is just, it's almost like fertilizing, like nurturing those dreams and desires. Every time you think about what you want, you have to send the energy to it. Doesn't it go by fast? Also, I think it's how many crystals are in Tucson right now. There's a really high vibration, and it's weird. Like my digestion changes when I'm here. I don't get very hungry. It's hard to sleep. Like all the symptoms of being in a high frequency environment. Yeah, we love you, love you, love you. Oh, I love that, Jan. She said the vibration has raised just a little bit more. I'm so happy to hear it. That's what we're here for, to help you have these experiences that are going to, I believe everyone that you do, especially every new moon, sort of like chisels away, refines the direction, the trajectory of your life, you know? And I do believe we're conscious co-creators of our experiences as human beings. And if you believe that too, then there are certain moon phases that just naturally align to that. And our ancestors have been honoring this particular cycle for thousands of years. And so it's so cool to keep doing it because we're really, you know, we then are standing in our lineage. It's very powerful. So you have some homework. I'm a teacher. I love saying that. You don't actually have homework. If I could assign you homework, I would, but that's not my job anymore. Frankly, I didn't really like assigning homework. I definitely didn't like grading homework. The new moon next month is Pisces. You ready to dream? It's going to be all about your imagination. It's going to be all about emotional connection. Pisces is the sign of dreams. And so we're going to dream a big dream together next month. And in service of that, did you see your tools for next month? They're at sagegoddess.com. They're 20% off with code 20GEM. We're making dream catchers together. Is this the most Pisces looking dream catcher you've ever seen? So your kit comes with the dream catcher, and then you get a full strand of fluorite beads. There's different kinds. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to, and you got some charms too. We're actually going to connect the beads and the charms to the dream catcher together next month. So you will have a true dream catcher. Do you get it? Like Pisces dreams, dream catcher. I will tell you, Alexis, my love, designed this kit. She got all the cred. Did you hear it? Like we've got the peanut gallery and the team SGs in the other room trying to be really quiet. I could hear them the whole time going pss, 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 pss. We're all in an Airbnb together. So they're all in the kitchen on the other side. But anyway, she did design it. It's a super cool kit. You get your fly away Palo Santo, because the blend for next month, and it's so beautiful, you guys, is sandalwood, jasmine, dahlia, and amber in your perfume. And then you got your Pisces candle, and all of that comes together. Now here's the big sexy news. You ready? The kit for next month, if you get it today before midnight, can I show you the enter to win? You know, usually I've got some kind of fun, like little prize. If you get the kit the day of, I do like a wand or something. Oh, honey, I'm in Tucson. I gotta take it off. Hold on, give me a second. You knew I had to do something really exciting for this one. It's so exciting I have to come up like in your face and show it to you. This is a 30 carat. This is a 30 carat diamond bracelet. Can you see it? Those are raw diamonds. This bracelet is worth about $2,400. I went real big. 30 carats of diamonds on your wrist. And one person who gets their tools before midnight tonight is going to win that. One-of-a-kind bracelet. Isn't that incredible? It's all done in sterling silver. It's totally adjustable, by the way. Isn't that cool? See all the extra links? So it'll fit anywhere from like a 6.5-inch wrist. I'm not kidding. I'm in Tucson, and I'm a go big or go home kind of girl anyway. 30 carats of diamonds on your wrist. I found this today. I had something else in mind, and then I found this, and I was like, oh, hell no. Whatever I had come up with was nowhere near 30K of diamonds. And aren't they beautiful? And look, it's open on the back. It's all the things you want it to be. Look at that. It's diamonds open on the back so that all the energy is touching your skin. You shouldn't ever take it off. Honestly, Diana, whoever wins this, you don't need to take this off. You do not. It's really gorgeous, isn't it? So if you already got your kit today, you're in business. There's nothing to do. You don't have to comment on anything. Now, if you're in Crystal Masters, which is my crystal healing community, you guys have a diamond ring that's an enter to win for today. So if you guys got the tools today, you're automatically entered to win this, and then one of you is going to win a yellow diamond ring by Shram that's over in your Facebook group. So make sure you hop on over there today too, and make sure you comment there, because you guys have 2 diamond enter to wins today. That's how you know we're in Tucson, y'all. Isn't that exciting? All right, other things for you to do, other homework. Go download your worksheets. They're free, they're fun. Even if you're not shopping or getting tools or whatever, go get a worksheet. And that way you can do a little bit of journaling and reflection on the energy of this particular moon cycle. And then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And join me tomorrow night. Alexis, did I forget anything? I think that's everything. There are long days here in Tucson. Like I said, I have a bunch of energy because the crystals are just super high vibe. But so tomorrow night, are you ready? Tomorrow night's big. I hope you can join me. 6 p.m. It's another free live ritual for Imbolc, which is the midway point between winter solstice and spring equinox, right? So we are exactly halfway to spring as of tomorrow. Thank the Lord above, because I am not a winter girl. And I shouldn't be complaining. It was 80 degrees in Tucson today, but I still don't like the winter, even when it's warm. So, because I like flowers and I'm a summer baby. So tomorrow we're going to celebrate Imbolc. It's the launch of a whole new product line at Sage Goddess that I can't tell you about yet, but if you're here tomorrow, you'll see it live. And we're going to do ceremony to welcome in the light. Tomorrow is the official return of the light in the Northern Hemisphere. It's a very important day to celebrate. And so I'll be with you again tomorrow night. Yeah. Where do you get on the diamond ring? So if you, I'm still here in Tucson for this whole week. And if you want to follow me, I'm going live every day, multiple times a day, into my Crystal Masters Facebook group. That's my online crystal healing class, and they're getting all the behind the scenes Tucson stuff. If you want to join us, you can go to sagegoddess.com/programs. sagegoddess.com/programs. It's $40. We'll get you into the Facebook group tomorrow, and then you'll be with me tomorrow, and you can go comment on that enter to win for the diamond ring. Because you can comment on that today or tomorrow. It will not be too late. sagegoddess.com/programs. sagegoddess.com/programs. What? sagegoddess.com/programs. We love you too. I know. I wish I could just turn the camera off and then we could go have the after party together. Basically, we're going to go in the other room and have a bunch of wine. Doesn't that sound like a nice way to finish a day? What an amazing experience to be here in Tucson, I have to say. We couldn't come last year because of, the pandemic. So we're all just in such a state of deep gratitude, even just to be here, like to see each other, to be around the crystals. Yeah, so Judith, hey Alexis, Judith is asking how does she find the Facebook group? So she'll just, once she joins, she's going to go and request to join the Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can find Crystal Masters on Facebook. If you search Crystal Masters, you're going to find Crystal Masters Facebook group. It's private. You have to request to join. And then we just verify the email address that you used for your membership, which takes us, they'll do it in the morning. And then you'll be with me all day tomorrow in Tucson. Would love to have you run around with me tomorrow. We're going to have so much fun. We are making the most of it. What direction do you bury your despacho from Ray Burns? A great question. So for me, I was always taught traditionally to return Despacho to the earth in the east. That's the direction of new beginnings. However, I've done water return, what we call a return. Like I said, we had one that we took to the ocean. We set one into the ocean, and another time we burned it at the beach, and that was to the direction of west. It just depends. West is the setting sun, right? East is the rising sun. So I think either way you go, but traditionally it's east, and then if you can't do it to the east, try the west. Yeah. Yeah. So same question from Angela. Yeah. You know, now I'm going to take it home with me. I'm going to keep this on my altar. Me personally, I'm going to keep my Despacho on my altar for the rest of the year. These are big energy streams for me. I've got a lot of projects going on. As most of you know, I signed a really incredible book deal with Penguin Random House that I'm super proud of and excited about. But there's a lot of renewal energy and a lot of, you know, energies in that bundle that are related to my my next book. Where's the star of the show? Oh, he's resting right now. Oscar didn't have a very productive day. He's pretty quiet on the front. I don't think we took him out of our bag the whole day today, did we, Alexis? It's kind of a shitty day for him. Anyway, cheers, darlings. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alexis, for moderating from the kitchen.
You're welcome.